Hey folks, welcome to another video from King's English and Education Centre. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, we are going to look at simple present tense at beginner level. This video will focus on one main point. We are going to learn how to make questions using simple present tense. This is the third video on simple present tense for beginner level. Be sure to check out our other videos as well and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos when we upload. Let's start with a few examples. This is Amanda. She is a reporter. There are some questions she has for an interview with Ted, who is a pilot. Do you wake up at 7 o'clock? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you wear a uniform? Where do you work? Do you start work early? In these examples, we are asking two types of questions. Some of the questions begin with do, and other questions that begin with what, where, and when. But they are all examples of simple present tense questions. Simple present tense questions can be used to ask about routines, habits, likes, wants, needs, and facts. There are two ways we can ask questions using simple present tense: questions that need a yes or no answer, and questions that need longer answers. Let's look at a few examples of questions that need yes or no answers. Do you like music? Does he work? Do you read English? Does she study science? These sentences can be answered with a yes or a no. Notice how some of the questions start with a do and some of the questions start with a does. The rule for using do or does is similar to negative simple present tense and regular simple present tense. We look at the actor, and that will tell us which one we need to use. For the actors I, you, they, and we, or in other words, ourselves, the person in front of us, or groups of other people, we use do to make yes or no questions. For example, do I play? Do you play? Do they play? Notice how the verb does not use s. For other actors that use he, she, and it, like when we're talking about other people or animals and objects, we use does for questions that have a yes or no answer, like does he play? Does she play? Does it play? Notice how play does not have s in any of these sentences. Let's look at a few questions that need longer answers. What do they do in class? When does the class begin? Where do you study English? Why does he need a car? How do we make cheesecake? All of these questions can be answered with longer answers. See how the questions start with question words like who, what, when, where, how, and which. See how these questions also use do and does, and the verbs with a regular spelling and no s. Let's see how all of these sentences work together. For example, if we had the sentence, they play soccer, if we change to a yes-no question, it becomes, do they play soccer? We use do because the subject is they, and play stays the same. If we didn't know the sport, we would ask, what do they play? The question word what goes to the front before do, and play is used with no S. Let's try another sentence with a different actor. She works in a hospital. When changed to a yes/no question, it becomes, does she work in a hospital? We use does because the actor is she, and work has no S. If we didn't know where she worked, we would ask, where does she work? The question word where goes before does, and work does not have S. Let's summarize the important points. We use simple present questions in two ways. We use them to ask questions that need a yes or a no answer. These questions start with do or does. We can also use it to ask questions that require a longer answer. These questions use WH words, followed by do or does. The special rule that comes with do or does depends on the actor. For I, you, they, and we actors, we use do plus the regular verb. With he, she, and it actors, we use does and the regular verb. In both cases, we do not add S to the verb. That's the end of this explanation video about simple present tense questions. If you want to try some exercises for simple present tense questions, check out our video titled Simple Present Tense Exercises for Beginners number 3. Do you have any questions about learning English? What do good language learners do? Can you ask about these topics with questions using simple present? Comment below, and we'll see you in the next video.